Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations the Podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Deanna. What's up, y'all?
How everybody doing today? Diana, how you feel?
I feel pretty good. What about you?
I feel pretty good. Had a rough weekend, but I made it through. I'm still here, so that's
Right.
always a blessing.
Yep.
Um, Today we're gonna have a very interesting topic that we're gonna be discussing. Today we're gonna
Okay.
talk about sex,
hmm
silence, and secrets. What grown folks really do behind closed doors.
Ooh.
Okay, so we figure
Oh
we'll
my goodness. Okay.
figure we'll turn up a notch a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. How you feel about that?
Okay.
You good?
I'm cool.
Good, good.
Yep.
Okay, but before we actually get started, I want to shine some light on
hmm
something. Remember a few weeks ago we gave away those White Sox tickets, right? To the two participants, to the two
Yes.
winners. Okay, so I want to shine a little
Right.
light on one of our winners. I want to shine some light on Diane Stokes and her husband. They, as you can see, they went to the game. They had a good time, and they also shouted us
Yeah.
out. So I just want to shine some light on them. Say we appreciate you guys always being here with us and tuning in, and we really hope you guys enjoyed your day on behalf of Situations the podcast. Okay, I just
Yes.
wanted to get
Hey,
that out the way
Diane.
first.
Just Diane.
All right, I just wanted to make sure
Okay.
I got that out the way. Okay, so
All
let's
right.
get this show on the road. Let me ask you.
Okay.
Let me start out with this question here. Why do you think some long-term couples don't talk about sex anymore?
It could be a few reasons. Sometimes they just get in a little phase where it kind of phases out,
Okay.
or maybe they done too much of it.
Okay. Um,
I mean,
I mean that could possibly be accurate enough. Um, I was under the impression that more so under the impression that over a period of time, we all know the physical starts to change, right? Guys get a little
right.
heavier, a little beer belly, and things of that nature. So it's more or less is it embarrassment, and then for the women, the physical starts to change for the women as well. You might not be as perky as you used to be. Your butt might not be sitting up like it used to be. So it can be an embarrassing moment. It's just my it's just my take on it. Um, and
Okay.
I think they do that just probably spare one another's feelings. What you think?
I don't know. I'm kind of like, if they've been together, you know what I'm saying, for quite some time, some years or whatever, they comfortable with each other. I think sometimes we could say more than not women will withhold sex for whatever reason they do. And the men get tired of asking. And now you turned into, we only do it once a week to once a month to once every 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Or however they may go for them. So I think the men just get tired of, the issues and it being combative. So it just kind of, it is what it is.
Right. But let me ask you this: in a relationship, how
hmm
important is sex to you?
I feel like it's important because y'all already leaving out fighting against the world. Then if you put kids into play, work, bills, living and stuff like that. I mean, not to say that it's the most important thing, but it's what keeps y'all connected.
Right.
You know, when you got intimacy in it, you know, and love in it too, it's like that's the one thing that y'all share that nobody else is involved in. If y'all being faithful to one another.
Right. Okay, I can see that. But if that be the case, then what do you think drives someone into an emotional affair versus a physical one?
The same thing. Your needs not being met. Your feelings being dismissive. A person not making time for you.
Okay.
Because just because you're not doing something doesn't mean the urges still aren't there.
Okay. Um.
Everybody want to feel loved. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to feel appreciated, and sometimes it could be good or bad. Or you found a lot of times women be, well, he's saying her.
Right.
It's not. She was there for him. She made time for him. She made him feel seen.
Right. Right.
And vice versa. Women too.
I want to send a major shout out to one of our major supporters, Rich. We see you. We appreciate you tuned in, brother. Uh, I'm pretty sure
Hey,
you're gonna have a lot
Rich.
to say about today's show and today's. Well, if you're just not tuned in, Rich, let me tell you what the topic is. That way you'll be abreast of what we're talking about. Today we're talking about sex, silence, and secrets. What grown folks really do behind closed doors. So that's today's topic, Rich. So if you're just not tuning in, I kind of want to get you up to speed a little bit. Um, let me ask this, then, Theana. How common are silent arguments in relationships?
I would say they really coming.
Okay,
50% or more. To me,
okay,
it seems like.
I can agree with that, but it's definitely more common than people think because oftentimes people choose not to voice their needs for whatever reason. They rather not voice their needs. Um, just I think just to avoid a lot of the conflict that may come with that. So I believe that's why, and I believe that's what that that deteriorates a lot of the relationships. Okay, well we got a comment. Once again, y'all, I'm sorry about the technical difficulties, but Rich just made a comment. He said, "I know married women that complain about their husbands, and at the same time, I'm like, tell them how you feel, but they rather cheat." Um, I don't know, Theana, you may have to answer that one. I can't speak from a woman perspective.
He's saying the women should tell how they feel instead of cheating.
Cheating, right?
Um, I don't know. I feel like if they get to the place where they want to cheat, they didn't shut down. They feel like they not getting the results that they want from their mate, and now they feel like they just got to go find it somewhere else. But see,
Okay,
that's the part that messes me up with marriages. Is like y'all said for better or for worse.
right,
So how do you get to choose what the worst is?
right. Um, you're definitely right about that because you took a vow, and that vow was supposed to be for better,
Right,
for worse, for rich or poor, and to death do you part. But
right,
everybody,
right.
everybody take that vow or take that stance, I should say, at that particular moment, and then as soon as times get hard or things is not going according to
Yeah.
their plan, here comes the trouble. Here comes the
Here come they make their own rules up.
right.
They make their own rules up.
Absolutely. That's basically what I'm saying. Okay, well, do you honestly think, um, can open marriages really work with grown folks?
Nope.
Why would you say no?
No. Because somebody's still gonna feel some type of way about it at some point. And somebody gonna hit below the belt, somebody gonna be petty. And as much as y'all say y'all don't care no more, why is it an open marriage and not just a divorce?
Right.
So something is still tying y'all to still be there. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, somebody gonna feel some type of way. Cause if you done, you just done. Ain't no open nothing. We finna close this chapter.
But let me ask you this. Let's say, for instance, you and the person sit
Hmm.
down and y'all set clear boundaries on the open marriage. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. You know, they love one another, but they just want to do separate things now, I guess. And they choose to set boundaries
They
and
love
have a
one
clear
another.
understanding. So how do you don't think that'll work?
I don't believe it.
Okay.
No, because they set boundaries. They had talks. They probably went to counseling before they got married. Married, they stood and took an oath under God in front of all their family and friends and said this, and that didn't work.
Right. Well, let me go back. Rich made a comment. Rich stated, if the man doesn't know, how can he fix it? I guess he's going back to the question we talked about before. You're absolutely right, Rich. If the woman doesn't open
I
up to
agree.
you,
I agree.
right? If the woman doesn't open up, there's no way that you know what you can't, unless you're a mind reader. If you're not a mind reader, she have to tell you.
And
And if
that's
she don't
why I
tell you, then
said,
how do you know? So I
you're
agree with
right.
that comment.
Because guess what? She don't want him to fix it. That's why I said she already made up her mind. She wanted to go cheat anyway.
Absolutely. Well,
That's why I
we
said
got
that.
another.
She want to cheat. She don't want him to fix it.
Okay, James. We got another comment in the chat. We got James Quake. James, we appreciate you tuning in, brother.
Okay.
James just made a comment. James said open marriage is a cop out. I can believe that. I'm with you on that. You
I
know,
agree.
open marriage is definitely a cop out. And but
Right.
we do know it's really happening out here though. It's going on, and it's going on a lot. A lot of people are taking this stance just to avoid,
Right.
I guess, to avoid their divorce.
But guess what? Just because somebody do something don't make it right. Okay, if I stole your money and I'm like, well, you told me where it was at. Why would you trust me by telling me where it was at? That don't make it right. You see what I'm saying? Like people doing a whole bunch of stuff, but it don't make it right because the whole thing was y'all didn't ever have to get married. Y'all could have just had an open forum, open relationship, open situationship, whatever you wanted to have, without even going to, take an oath under God and saying y'all was gonna be committed to one another.
Right.
Just leave it open from the beginning. Why do all of that stuff? It's
Yeah.
it's couples that could be together for 20 years, never been married, do stuff, build business together, have finances together, do everything, and they happy. And if they decide they want to have something open, they both agree with it, swinging, whatever they doing, they do it.
Right. Yeah. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We got Rich back. Rich says, Rich like shit. I've been married 23 years and 7 days, and this shit took me my first 10 years to realize I was married. Wait a minute, Rich. Wait. What you mean it took you 10 years to realize you was married? What do that mean? Be more specific with that answer. Because so what do you think you was doing when you was standing at the altar? What you thought was going down then? And it took you 10 years to realize you married.
Right.
Oh shit.
Right.
Um let's talk about fetishes for a second. Why do you think
Okay.
why do you think some people hide their fetishes from their mate?
Because they wasn't upfront and honest with them in the first place, and they don't want to be judged,
Okay.
and it probably create a barrier of uh a lack of trust.
Okay. I pretty much said the same thing. I said the same thing. Fear of judgment, rejection. Many may think the desire was weird.
Yeah,
May make them look.
yeah,
Make them look down on that individual. But I do know there's a lot of people out here got a lot
right,
of weird fetishes, and so I can understand if a person come to you
yeah,
and ask you some way out, something that's way out, something that not your normal conversation. And someone asks you
right.
something like this, then
But the whole, but I
go ahead.
see when I feel like when you starting to talk with people, and a lot of people ain't waiting till marriage for sex. You out here sleeping with people, dating them, talking to them, love bombing, everything is fine. Stop asking what's your damn color and what's your characteristics. Like, you gotta ask all the questions, all the important questions, because how could you ask somebody for forever and you don't know what comes along with them?
Right,
This
right.
this supposed to, if this supposed to be your forever, you supposed to be able to bear all.
Yeah, I agree. And everything that comes with it, though, right? If this is gonna be your
That's why
forever,
people, but that, right. But guess what? But that's why people step out, because guess what? They're not being in full disclosure of their authentic self.
okay.
You in a marriage, you only revealing 50 or 60 or 70% of who you are, and you wonder why you stepping out.
Well, you got a point. You definitely got a point there. Um, but some people, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to me that people um move the way they move at certain times. If you like you say, if you're in a relationship,
Right.
if you're in a relationship with someone, you know, I'm a firm believer of sitting down, talking to somebody, like you say, trying to get to know that person. You know, um,
Right.
before you even start taking all these big leaps. At least that way you know what you're getting
Right.
yourself into. But a lot of people don't.
Exactly. And I'll be able to decide if I want this forever.
Right, absolutely. You're right. Because a lot of people they don't think like that. I think they thinking with the wrong head. And that's what causes a lot
And
of
and that's why people be unhealthy. Infidelity.
absolutely. None of your business. Oh Lord, here we go. She said, "What's yours, Kelvin? What? None of your business. What's my what? Tell what are you trying to find out? What's my what?" Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
So Theon, let me say this. What do you think is the biggest misconception
Okay.
of infidelity?
The biggest misconception of it?
Yeah. What do you think is the one of the biggest misconceptions
I
about
don't know.
infidelity?
I don't even, I don't really know how to answer that. But the only thing I could see is, I don't think people really be mad about the cheating part. I think they be really mad because you lied.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what the
Or
study
maybe a
has.
misconception is they feel like the other person is getting something. The 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 misconception might be your mate might think the other person is getting more than what you gave them.
All right. Um. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. But also too, uh, what I found out is stated that One of the biggest misconceptions about infidelity is that it's always about physical attraction. It's often about unmute emotional needs or feeling unappreciated. So that's what I come up
Right.
with.
We said that.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it as well.
Right.
Um, let me see.
But we said that it don't be about sex all the time.
Right.
It be about that person wanting to feel wanted.
Okay, Rich made a comment. Rich says, I had been with her for 20 years before marriage. Oh, okay. Well, y'all been together a long time, Rich. You've been together. What he said, 23 years to be married, and
Right.
and they've been together 20 years prior to marriage. Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And I knew she was one. I said, okay, I'll marry her, but still in the streets. My son was 9. After I got married, in his first year of life, which made him 10, almost 11 years up. Man, that's what's up, Rich. Man, keep grinding. Keep grinding it out. Keep grinding it out. None of your beers said fetish. I guess you want to know what's one of my fetishes. Um,
I know what she was asking.
right. I
So
want her
I
to be
started
more
laughing.
specific. Let me say this. I'm gonna have to go solo on this one. Uh,
Okay.
well, to be totally honest with you, I really don't have a fetish. You know, that may sound weird coming from a male, but I really don't have a fetish. My fetish is, well, the fetish that you may be thinking of. I don't have those type. I really don't have a fetish like that. My fetish is just having someone that's going to be in my corner, having someone that's going to be there when I need them, having someone just that I can have as a my forever. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I
Yeah.
want. I don't want anything other than that. You know,
Hmm.
any other type of fetishes, I really don't have those. I really don't have those. I mean, it things like that was never a part of my agenda.
Yeah.
Um, at the age I am today, I've never in my life been to a strip club. Nothing that don't turn me on. I'm not turned on by that. Um, tell you a quick story. Friend of mine was getting married. We went to his bachelor party. Had some strippers in the room. We was in one hotel. We was in one room. They was in the next room, but they had the connecting door. And all the guys
Hmm.
was in one room, and all the females was in the next room. They come out. They start dancing. One of the girls tried to dance on me, and I immediately got turned off because this woman. Now, if you all just got here, how you smelling like a goat already? How is that possible?
I I knew you was about to say that. Hygiene.
Right? How you
Hygiene.
smelling the way you
Horrible.
smelling, and y'all ain't even danced 3 minutes yet. So that strip club and that dancing on me, I don't. That has never been a thing of mine. I just can't do it. I can't do that. You know,
The killer said, "Get somebody else to do it."
yeah, get somebody. Yeah, you definitely get somebody else to do that one. I don't know. And I've been to Atlanta 1,000 times, Deanna, and I drove past Magic City 1,000 times, and I never had the urge to go in there, not once. I'm not saying
Hmm.
anything bad about the dancers or um,
Right.
the club
Right.
itself, but it just never was my thing. I'm not turned on by that. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know. That's just me. That's just my take on it. So those are my fetishes.
Okay.
Um, let me ask you this: how do you think power couples show up behind
Okay.
closed doors?
Mm. it could go a few different ways. If they find they work very well together to make money, and to have power, then that's their strong suit, and they lean more towards that.
Right.
That don't mean the sex life great. That don't mean communicating to make sure somebody's emotionally safe is there either. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes just because it looks like you're a power couple on the outside, on the inside, other areas could be lacking.
Right.
Or it could go in a different direction of they really sit down and communicate about everything, and they really is a true power couple.
Right.
They check in every area.
Right. Well, when you're talking power couple, you got to make sure you're checking off all those boxes as well too. Now, you got to when you all together,
Yeah.
when y'all one, you got to make sure you check those boxes. You got to talk. You got to be able to sit down and talk about everything. You can't hold anything back.
Right, but
Fight. Go ahead, Tiana.
this is what I'm saying. But okay, you saying power couple, but then they stepping out on each other, and they got all the money in the world, the status, the power, and all that, and the money is not an issue for neither one of them. She going to get her something younger, or he going to get him something young. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because they can.
Well, that happens every day in the celebrity world. That's going on every day.
I know, but guess what? That's why people go there talking about power couple and couple goals, and then when the stuff start unraveling, they ain't couple goals no more.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I
I
mean, we
can
could
I
we
can
could
roll
look
with
at
that.
one of supposed to be the most celebrated one of the most celebrated couples in hip hop, and you know who I am. You know
Right.
who I'm talking about.
Right. Right.
And but then it come out, that was infidelity, and who would think he would ever cheat on her? You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's supposed to be other kids that was, there first, and a whole bunch of stuff. But everybody look at them as the power couple.
Right. They just got enough. They just got enough money to sweep things under the rug, the way it won't get out. You know.
Right,
They
but
got a
that
lot of
still
hush
don't
money.
mean. But guess what? We don't see when somebody. Right, but still behind the scenes, somebody could be falling apart. The image just looked like a power couple, but
Right.
emotionally, somebody was tore up behind it.
Right. So, do you think in a relationship, no question asked is a healthy rule of secrets?
Nope, absolutely not.
Right.
Because I think people already be knowing the truth, but they don't want to ask because they don't want to hear it out loud.
Right.
That's just like if you call me and you got an issue. When people talk out loud, they call them crazy, right?
Right.
If somebody say they talking to themselves, they talking out loud, they call themselves crazy, right? People call them
Absolutely.
crazy. They
Right.
talking to themselves because they're speaking out loud to themselves. They call them crazy. But it's no different than you getting on the phone with me and you telling me an issue, and you be like, you know what? I thought of that, but you didn't never say it out loud. You called me and I said it out loud to you.
Okay.
But if we don't say it out loud, guess what you do? You trick your mind into thinking it's not real or it's not reality.
Well, I do know when you're not open and honest with your partner, and you call it no questions asked, it's better left unsaid and all that old type of thing. It avoids, you avoid a lot of questions like that. Um, Also, that can cause a lot of distrust. I think that's
Absolutely.
one of the main things is um, that harm a lot of relationships, the distrust. Um,
I agree. I agree.
especially yeah,
But guess
especially
what?
nowadays.
Who's but guess what? If the woman does that, how can she say she distrusts a man? You distrusted your own self of receiving the honesty to get the relief that you need. So that's on you. You started
Right.
making up scenarios in your head about this man because you didn't ask that question. That's not distrust on his part. That's distrust on your own behalf.
Or She didn't ask the right questions.
Exactly.
Right.
Mean what you say and say what you mean.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Let's say, um,
Mhm.
what role do you think technology play in grown-up secrets?
I think it plays a major role
Okay.
because something as simple as scrolling social media, everybody on social media, everybody liking this girl picture. I ain't the only one looking at her butt or this and that or whatever. Oh, babe, you tripping or whatever. Turns into you probably done flew the girl out. You all up in the DM. Y'all done went to dinner. You know what I'm saying? And you just, oh, babe, it's nothing. And it's a whole nother situationship.
Right. Okay. Well, I had a different. I sort of had a different approach to that question.
Hmm.
My approach was, like secret dating apps, hidden financial accounts, um, um, just different ways to move and easy. If you all supposed to be this power couple, or if you all supposed to be this dynamic duo, then
Right,
why why take this route? Why do you need hidden accounts and secret dating apps and things of that nature?
right.
That's the part I don't understand. Um,
But it is we don't understand it, but we do because it goes back to what we just said. That's how because somebody need is not being met because they haven't communicated it. So then they end up shutting down and now they're going to get the void filled somewhere else.
right, absolutely, absolutely,
That's just like if the man, if the woman used to, if the woman used to dress up or dress nice or wear lingerie or whatever, they 3 years in a relationship and she don't want to do it no more. He wants that. He liked that about her. He probably don't really know how to say it in the best way because he don't want her to feel offended by it and stuff like that. So he really just don't say nothing about it. Or if he do, he found it. He found that he's been dismissive. Like, oh, babe, you like these, or you want me to take you shopping at Victoria's Secret? When she like, no, I don't want that stuff, whatever. So he don't ask no more. So now he don't lie looking at the women with lingerie on or they tail out or whatever. Or like you said, he getting on these dating apps or whatever.
right,
But
right,
he liked it something about that. So that's the thing too for couples. Like when you get with somebody, don't stop doing stuff like you gotta when you with a person, you gotta date them inside of that marriage. You gotta keep doing that stuff that attracted them to you,
absolutely.
and you gotta keep the thing spicy.
I agree with that 100%. You have to do the same things you did to
Yeah, put
get
it
her
down.
to keep her. I promise you. We got some new people in the chat with us today. What's up, Dave? Man, I see you. My boy David
Okay.
Givens just tuned in. We appreciate you. We appreciate you rocking with us today, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
My boy Rich. Rich, I'm surprised you still married, Rich. I really am.
Come on. I like Rich.
Rich said he
Rich
got
a
caught.
wild card. I like him.
I guess Rich said cheating got him caught up every time he got caught up. He called me. He said he caught him up every time he got caught. Rich,
Let's see. Let's see.
first of all, let me say this: your woman, well, let me rephrase that. Your wife, she has to be a strong woman.
Right.
She has to be a strong woman because you didn't get this woman the flux, man, and she's still there. My hat goes off to her.
Okay. Yes. Clap it up for her.
Yeah, there you go. Matter of fact, Rich, this is solely for your wife.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's definitely a strong woman, man. I had to give her that. Um, friends with
Okay.
benefits. Friends with benefits. How do friends with benefits
Mm.
arrangements really end?
because feelings get involved. People lie to themselves thinking you finna have some type of interaction with a person for months or years, and you're gonna be the same initial feeling that you had. Oh, we just having fun and we friends with benefits. Baby, y'all love each other.
Right.
Your stomach be hurting if she say she don't want to see you no more, or she out on a date with somebody else, you out with your wife, and your wife wonder why you around here looking like a puppy dog. Or then the wife, she done lost 10 pounds, you wonder what's wrong with her. She don't want her favorite flowers and chocolate used to give her, because her side piece, that was somebody else.
Right. Right. Rich said,
For real.
Rich said his mother handpicked his wife. Well, you know, they say moms knows best.
See, mama knows best.
Right. That's what they say. They say
Exactly.
anybody else rich, I can
Mama
assure you
said
they'd have been divorced.
ain't gonna be no hussies up in here.
Yeah, they say moms knows best, but anybody else rich, you probably would have been divorced a long time ago, man. So like I said, your wife had to be, she's
Okay.
definitely a strong woman.
I believe she knew who she was marrying, and I just think that she allowed him the time to grow. She knew
That
she
can be
loved him, so
that
she
can be
just allowed him
accurate.
the time to grow.
Right. Well, she definitely has to love him, because if you didn't put her through this much hell, you know, and she's still there, what you said, 23
Right.
years later? 23 years and y'all be married? She definitely has to love you. That's for sure.
Right.
Um,
But see, sometimes if them tables turn, I'm not saying this a situation, but in another situation, if that man found out that lady wants to lunch with a man, it's over with. He don't know how to act.
wait, Tiana, wait.
For real.
Oh my God. Rich, you better hope your wife don't never see this. This man just said, Tiana, Rich said,
Yes.
man, look, I was giving this ML $40 and it went from $40 to rent. I thought I loved her. Oh
Richard
my
is
goodness.
$40.
He said he was giving her $40. It went from giving her $40 to giving her rent. He said he thought he loved her. Oh my goodness.
That's okay. That's okay, because guess what? That wife is entitled to everything. Now keep on FAFO if you want to.
I know, right? I know. He said, you absolutely right, Sia. He said, Tiana, exactly. Oh my goodness.
She in it for the long. Look, the wife playing the long game, baby. What are you talking about? She said, I ain't leaving now. I done stuck around too long.
Anya Beers commented, she said she had a FWB for a few years, and when it ended, he was hurt. A FWB.
See,
I'm lost. Tiana, what's the FWB?
I'm trying to figure it out.
All right, Anya Beers. Come on with these acronyms now. What's a FWB?
She gonna have to give us. Come on. She
Right,
got
break
to.
it
She
down.
got. Right. Gonna set it out.
A FWB. Okay, well, I'm gonna wait for her to reply what a FWB is, because I've never seen that acronym before.
Yeah, we want to know what that is. I know what an FB is. I don't know what the W is.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my goodness.
Okay, I know what an FWB is now. Well, Kanisha, we appreciate you tuning in. She said FWB is a friend with benefits. It take another woman to know what an FWB is.
Okay.
Deanna, why you didn't know what that was?
Okay.
Why you didn't know what that was, Deanna?
I don't know. I guess I've been out of the loop too long.
I didn't know
Y'all
what the
take me
FWB. None
outside
of your
for a
biz. I see.
cocktail or
Okay,
something.
so none of your biz. That's since I know what an FWB is now. When you ended it, why was he hurt? I mean, what made you end that relationship, or was it just that a friend with benefits? Um. Okay, parents. Yes, a friend with benefits. Okay, well, everybody, y'all just taught me something. Y'all taught me something new today. I just found out what an FWB was.
Me too.
Okay. Let me ask you this: how do couples rekindle intimacy after years of silence? What do you think was that sparked that intimacy
they have
back
to.
up?
They have a serious conversation. They be honest, and they start dating each other again.
Okay.
They got to put that effort into themselves and into each other and showing up. Come on, we
Right.
got to do these date nights. You got to flirt. You got to tap on the booty. You got to like put the little stuff on for them, girl. You got to cook them some good meals. All that.
There you go. I'm gonna let you cook. You cooking right now. Keep cooking. Don't stop cooking right now. uh, but you know what? You're absolutely right though. You're absolutely right because I had said that you know to rekindle those type of moments you have to have touch time. You have to have
Right.
you have to have unpressured cuddles.
Right.
Massages. These are the things
Right.
that keep everything in alignment. Because once things get out of alignment,
Right.
that's where the problem come in at. This is where the problem come
Right.
in at. You got to you got to prioritize these type of connections. If you don't, I don't think you ever get that.
Absolutely.
I don't think you ever get that intimacy back. Uh,
Right.
Rich said, "Man, my wife is just a real one. She gave me the opportunity of getting my shit together or a divorce, and I cried in the car." He said he cried in the
See what
car.
I tell you? She did. She gave him his time.
Yeah, he said they great now though. Well, yeah, but I'll say, Rich, you got to have a strong woman. If you put her through everything that you say you put her through, with the cheating and everything else, and she's
Right.
still there with you 23 years later, then once again, my hat goes off to a woman like that. That's you definitely got a real one, that's for sure. You know. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, but
But
those are the
it
things you
shouldn't have
guys
to
have to
take
do.
for a real one to go through hell.
Go ahead, then. I'm sorry.
It was another podcast, and the man was like, if she ain't down for me, if she don't go through cheating, if she don't go through all the BS with me, then she ain't a real one. That's crazy. Just love the woman correctly if you figure she a real one.
Right, right. But let me ask you this then. For the couples that's in their
Okay.
50s and their 60s, what do you think is the secret to their sex, to their intimacy?
I think they just incorporate things that they do together. They make an effort to make time for each other.
Okay.
Life can get busy with a whole bunch of different stuff, kids, work, different things, chores, just all the different type of things that has to be done. But guess what? When it's time to go hang out with the fellas and it's time to hang out with the girls, you're going to get your damn hair cut, you're going to get your nails done, your hair done. Y'all putting on these fly outfits to do this with other people. And then when y'all come home, the husband got on a 12 t-shirt with oil on it or something. He been working on the cars, and she got on the flannel and granny panties. Like, what are we doing?
Right. So in other words, you saying she need to have on something a little more something a little more sexy than that when he come through the door then, right?
Yeah, who want to keep on smacking butt with a big old penny granny panties? I mean, sometimes I ain't saying it gotta be every day, but girl,
Yeah,
me and a visual, give that man something to turn him on.
I know, right? Something to look at. You got to, it has to be done,
You already got him.
right? You got to, but
Look,
and that
if
goes
this
back to what
man
we
is
stated
yours, y'all to
earlier,
say it forever.
right? That goes back to what we said earlier,
Right,
though. You know, you got this man by doing all the sexy stuff, you
right.
know, and now you got him. Now you want to put on your
Right.
period panties and all this old type of stuff. Come on now, you know the hell,
Now see, that's if I'm doing all of that stuff and you still want to step out, baby, it's curtains for you. I'm sorry,
right?
because
They
I'm a
say no,
person
ain't
that
no
does all
bloomers,
that. I keep it together. I do my own. Exactly.
right? Yeah, you got
But see,
like
that
ladies. I
sometimes you
mean,
get
it
too
don't
comfortable. You can't never get too comfortable.
absolutely, and that you got to understand one thing though. This not just for the men. It's for women too. This apply to women too. The same thing you did to lock this man down.
Right.
You got to continue to do those things to keep him.
Right.
You know, you got to do those same things to keep them. It's just
Right.
as important for women as it is for men. And men, I'm gonna make this statement to you guys. You guys got to do the same thing. The same thing you did to get her. Once you get her, you got to do those same things to keep her. It's just that simple.
Okay. Right. Right.
Rich, Rich, what you saying? She can't fit. What is she got?
What
What she
Richard
can't?
said now.
Rich said, but what if she can't fit it? What? So, Rich, I ain't gonna even
Can't
mess with
fit
that
what?
question. I ain't gonna even mess with that.
What if she can't fit what?
Right? I
No,
guess she
come on,
talking about.
tell
I
me.
guess you. I'm on my only interpretation of that question was, I mean, that answer was, what if she got too big for the panties? That's got to be what he's talking about, Rich. So
Okay, they got thongs. They got
no, I'm saying, Theon, I'm thinking he's saying that what if she got too big for that sexy stuff? Right, that's what he said. The sexy clothes.
you ain't never too big. You ain't never too big.
All right, now, Rich, you better watch yourself now. I got a lot of women tuned in today. A lot of women is in this program today, so you got to be careful. Be careful.
But guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Sometimes the man don't want to take you out to eat every damn day and not talking about you too big for the stuff. Sir, we both finna eat some damn salads.
Rich, I just told you, you better be
Now,
careful.
because if I'm big, you probably big too.
Rich, you better be careful.
Better get whatever you want. See,
Oh shit.
that's why I eat in portion control, small portions.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Why do you think some people
Okay.
name and shame past partners privately?
Name and shame past partners privately?
Mm-hmm. Like, say for instance, you dated someone in your past and now you're no longer dating that person. Now you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about that person to someone else. Why do you think people do that?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I would just say it didn't work out. He wasn't the person for me. But to be talking about a person's private parts or just other stuff like that, I wouldn't do that because when you've been with them all that time, it had to work at some point for you.
Right.
So I wouldn't shame a person in that way.
Right. Maybe maybe it's I would say it probably was like a coping mechanism. When you can talk to someone else about your past to help you
I can
release
agree.
some tension, maybe, or let you get a lot of things off your chest, and you're talking to someone that won't judge you. I think
Yeah,
that's um, I think that's a good reason as
I
well.
can agree with that. Yeah, I can agree with that.
None of your beers made a
Because
comment. She said,
sometimes you don't get the epiphany.
"Rich, I told you better. Hold on, Tiana. Hold what you was about to say, because what I'm finna say is important right here. Now, none of your beers just made a comment.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the comment back up.
Mm-hmm.
And Rich, this is directed to you. I told you
Okay.
to watch yourself. I got a lot of women in here today. None of your biz just said, after all the things he put her through, you better find her sexy. And she put sexy, she screamed sexy because she put it in all caps. So, Rich, you better be careful. These women
Ooh.
gonna get you, man.
Okay. I agree.
Okay, Rich, he said that why talk about your ex if you moved on? Strictly to make yourself look better. Well, uh, I don't know. I don't know, Rich. I wouldn't say it was to make you look better. Like I said, it's a coping mechanism. You know, sometimes you just need to release some pressure to someone that you know you can trust with the information that you're about to give them. I think that's all
Right.
it is. I don't think it's to make you look better. Sometimes you might just want to talk about the all the unwanted. Um, I'm not gonna say it's just makes you look better. You know, like I said, I think it's more so just to release some pressure and release some stress. I think that's mostly about what it is. What you think, Tiana?
I couldn't say I agree with both of y'all, but for me personally, I had experienced that, and me and the person was friends first, and it was just like I was holding on to the illusion of the friendship versus what had actually started happening in the relationship. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying? So it was like I didn't realize it until I was out of it.
right. But Rich said, if you moved on, why bring up the
Because it's like
past?
when somebody's your friend. No, I'm saying like sometimes you will be talking to people or somebody might ask like what happened
Right, absolutely.
to y'all. If especially if you turn if every time they saw y'all everything seeing all greatness and that, then you say you and this person wasn't there no more, somebody gonna ask you what happened.
Right, right. And then that's when you gonna open up about it. Right,
Yeah, because I'm not like even with friends, I really be trying to solve my stuff on my own because the less people you have in your relationship, the better y'all can work it out. You don't
right,
have all these different voices and opinion in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really be trying to involve people in stuff. So I will keep stuff to myself and this and that. Like you said, sometimes you just need to talk to somebody to get it out.
right. Um, do you think withholding intimacy can be a form of control?
Yeah, form of control and a weapon.
Okay, I totally agree. Definitely can be used a weaponizing and then punishment or to manipulate. You know, I
All
think
of the
all three of
above.
those ties in. Yeah, all the above. You're absolutely right. All right, hold on.
Looking to boost your brand? Advertise with Situations, the podcast where real life stories meet real time conversations. Reach engaged listeners and grow your business today.
Okay. Lillian Beers just made a comment. She said, I agree with Rich. Some people talk about a person and all the things that they did, but never as to what they did to make the other person do what they did. Um,
I can agree with that too.
Yeah,
I can
I
agree
agree
with
with
that.
that. Well, none of your biz must feel good today. She agreed with a man today. What?
don't, don't do her like that.
She finally agreed. Okay. Man, y'all, I appreciate everybody that's tuned in today. Y'all real active today. And I really truly appreciate that.
I love it.
Right. I love
I
everybody
love
that's
it
tuned
because
in,
it
everybody
makes
that's
it better.
yeah. And
Right.
like I said,
It
it's
makes it
just
more
something about
live.
you
We all
guys
having
today.
a good time.
Right. Well, I
Keep
tell
it
you what,
up. Keep
this
up
I'm
the
gonna send
great
this
work,
out. This is
y'all.
this is for the chat today, y'all.
We want to show the chat some love, so thank you guys for tuning in to today's show.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate it. Deanna.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. I'm just trying to see how I want to word this. Oh,
Okay.
before I even ask you the question, I
Hmm.
just want to let everybody know that if you guys are on Twitch TV, please feel free to follow us there as well. We are streaming live today on Twitch as well, so that's a big thing for us. So we are officially streaming to 3 platforms at one time today. You can catch us on Facebook, which we see a lot of you are on Facebook. We see a lot of you are watching us from YouTube, and we see that people are engaging from Twitch as well. So we want to say we appreciate we appreciate the love and the support that you guys showing us today.
Thank
Diana,
you. Thank you.
let me ask you this:
Yes.
how do couples navigate sexual mishaps? I'm sorry. How do couples navigate sexual mismatches without blame?
What's the sexual mismatch? First of all.
Well, let me give you what I said,
Okay.
and then you could probably pick up from where I'm going from there. The question was, how do couples
Okay.
navigate sexual mismatches without blame? I was under the impression that by giving openly discuss frequencies and presence, trading sexual favors, or seeking therapy rather than shaming one another. You agree or disagree?
Okay. I agree.
Okay. So that's where I'm at.
I agree with that.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah. Because it's like it don't matter when you meet somebody, y'all can communicate well over the phone, laugh in person, all that. But when you become intimate with somebody, that's unlocking a whole nother realm of things, and
right.
you don't know how it's gonna go.
Right.
And sometimes, the man, things happen prematurely, and you decide or not if you want to give him another chance, to redeem himself. Maybe he was nervous or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all might laugh it off, be like, boy, you wanted me real bad, huh? So just like I'm just saying, just like lighten the mood or whatever.
right. Well, you're definitely right. You're right about
But a
that.
girl, who knows? Her wig might fall off. The girl wig might fall off or something. He might pull it off. It's like, don't take it so serious.
He gonna
For
pull that wig
real.
out though.
The whole key is to have fun and enjoy each other. And it's a learning experience for both of y'all because y'all, this is a new space for y'all. So don't be so hard on the person.
Right. Right. Um. Well, let me ask you this, and this question is mainly geared for the fellas, but I'm gonna pose it to you, And then for all the guys that's tuned in, I want
Okay.
you guys to chime in on this particular question. I want you to tell me what you think about this question. What do you think men typically hide about their sexual anxieties? Deanna, you can start off.
Uh, I, I don't. Well, anxiety. I don't know.
Something
I
that,
don't know if it would be the size.
right, something that a man may fear. You know, or do you guys want me to go
Yeah.
first?
The size. Maybe the size. Maybe the stamina. I don't know. Yeah, y'all gone. Y'all could take that one because I want to hear.
Well, you was on course. You was on course with it. You know, a lot of men may
Mm-hmm.
fear size. A lot of them may fear
Mm-hmm.
stamina. A lot of them may fear
Okay.
performance. You know, a lot of them
Right.
may fear erection issues. You know, um,
Right.
so those are just some of the takes. You know, for that particular question.
Okay.
You know, and
Okay.
we do know at some point that men gonna experience these difficulties. Um, I don't know what age it kicks in. Um, I don't know what age it kicks in. I can't really say,
Right.
but we do know at some point it will happen and it's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen.
But guess what? Guess what though? If she come in there with that lingerie or that lace on and not them bloomers and them granny panties, it's gonna excite them. So, ladies, do your part.
Right. Absolutely. Rich said they hide. Let me see what this man said here. He said they hide putting it down and got that toddler penis. Oh my goodness. Well,
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I don't. Me as a man, um, I haven't experienced these problems, so I don't know. But like I said, at some point as a man, you know, we all gonna have to face the music
Yeah.
at some point. It just happens. It's like that. It's nature. But I wonder. You know what I've always
Okay.
wondered, though, Tiana? Do women
Mm-hmm.
do women face the same scenarios as men do once they get up in age? And if so, what do you think it is?
Well, I've heard some women talk about being dry down there.
Okay.
You know, like you said, the boobs might be a little more droopier and not perky. So they may be a little bit self-conscious about how they body looking. Once you get a certain age, baby, the knees just ain't there no more. So baby, I ain't gonna be up here for a long time. So go on tap in and do what you got to do.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
just saying it's them those are the factors that the women look, boy, I ain't gonna be up here all day. So
Rich, what you talking about no to, Rich? What bro say hell no. What? You don't think at some point, you gonna face these issues that I just named off? If that's what you're saying. I know that's not what you're saying no to, because trust and believe me, at some point it's gonna happen, man. It's natural. And ain't nothing you're gonna be able to do about it.
look,
Go ahead,
Rich,
Tiana.
Rich lives a awesome life. He got some tales to tell, and I'm sure he has a plan in place. Okay, that 40 gonna be used to buy something.
Kanisha said facts. Yeah, that's facts. It's gonna happen. But Rich said that he said an old timer told me a woman can look up longer than a man can look down, meaning
You
him
know
on
what?
top. Hey, Rich, that's true. That's definitely true. That's definitely true. But hey man, you heard it here
See,
first.
I took that somewhere totally different.
What you at with it, Tiana?
Kevin,
Come on, hold on now, hold on. I'm gonna hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry about that.
This is not just any podcast. At Situations the Podcast, we speak real, raw, authentic. Every Sunday at 6 p.m., we're giving you conversations that hit different.
Okay, now you heard what just said. You heard what she just said, right? Tiana, this for you. We speak real, we speak raw, and we speak
right.
authentic. Now, what was you going
Right.
with that?
I was going with fellatio when he said a woman can look up longer than.
uh, Rich
Oh
cracking
my
up at you.
goodness. I
Oh my
know.
goodness.
Look, me and Rich spirit animals.
Oh
The
my
wild
goodness.
card. You never know what you're gonna get.
Let me ask you guys this then. Why do you think grown folks keep fantasy journals or secret playlists?
For memories.
Right. You know, videos, things of that nature.
Right.
For, like you say, for memories.
But that's what I'm saying. But if you keeping this stuff to go back to a happy place or something that you feel stimulates you mentally, physically, however it stimulates you, why not just do it in real time? That's what I'm talking about. Like, tap in with the person you with. Sit
Well,
down, be your true authentic self, and get what you want out of it.
but let me ask you this. But what happens? What happens if you can't get with the person in real time? Then what do you do then?
That's all you got. Some damn videos.
Right. So you got to
Because
have something to.
if I've been with you and we break up, if I break up with you or we ain't you with me and it ain't that no more, that's all you gonna have left. It's some memories because I'm not gonna backtrack. I ain't going back. So you're right.
Mhm. All righty. So um, let me ask you this then. Do you
Okay.
think it's ever too late to create a no secret pact?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think if you both, sitting down like, look, babe, it's some stuff that I really want to talk to you about, and just I really want to be transparent and honest with you. I just think it's the approach.
Right.
If you coming off cocky, you might get a shoe or a skillet. I don't know.
Or like Rich
But
said, a
if you
hammer.
sitting down with sincerity, I am hey, all of them gonna get the job done.
Right.
Points will be made. But yeah, you never know. You being there open and transparent with the no secrecy, it may unlock something in the other person.
Right. Right.
And
Well,
now y'all popping.
I've always said, I don't think it's ever too late, you know, but I think what has to happen is you have to start you have to start small. You know, when I say start small, I mean
Right.
like updates, honest updates. You know, when you're
Right.
dealing with someone and you guys are transparent enough to say, okay, well, man, I'm getting ready to do this, or I'm getting ready to go here, I'll be back, or I'm just not getting off work, or I
Right.
made it home. Um, just
Right.
let small things, honest updates. I think that I think that's
Right.
key.
Right.
I think that's really key to
I agree.
a strong relationship. Because when you start off small like that, and it's
I agree.
easy to work through that way, then imagine what the next step can possibly be.
Right.
You know, so um,
I agree.
right. I think that's important in a relationship, especially when it's something new.
I
Eh,
agree.
right.
Right. And I will also add, getting into a relationship with someone, wanting it to last, growing together, you're gonna have to allow that person to grow at some point. If you think you finna get with somebody and they 18 years old and now they 40 and it's supposed to be the same person, like, you living in a delusion. That woman or that man is gonna mature, wants and needs gonna change and mature. They gonna require more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just allow mercy, grace, growth, and understanding in a relationship.
Right. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Okay. Well, I think we had another great show. I got one more question I want to pose before we close out today's show. But once again, I want to send a lot of love to the chat
Okay.
today. You guys have been great. You guys showed out today, and I
Yes.
appreciate you guys once again for taking the time out of your day. You could have been doing anything in the world today, but you tuned in with us, and I appreciate that. Uh,
Yes.
um, hold on, let me see what Rich said. Rich said let me see, let me put it up. He said if I don't do that shit, I'm going to be looked at guilty. Okay. Well, Rich, you know what you got to do though. You know what needs to be done. You know, you just got to
Yeah.
start out by straighten up and fly right. You know, once you start to straighten up and fly right. My thing is that if
Right.
your wife have been with you, Rich, through everything that you've put her through, and she's still there with you, then, like I say, she's solid. And you don't find a lot of women like that. You don't find a lot of women that's gonna stand
Right.
solid. You know, so once again, you got a good girl on your hands, Rich. You do. You really do. Um,
Yep.
let me say this. I'm gonna pose this last question, and then we're gonna end up closing out today's show.
Okay.
But then let me ask you this: what is the ultimate secret to keeping a relationship alive and honest?
Transparency and just checking in, being present every day with your partner. Not, oh, he probably don't want to hear from me today. No, every day. Check in every day. Is it something you need from me today? How you feeling today? Anything new and exciting going on? Anything bothering you? Just ask them that. That little extra reassurance. Evidently, the person is, special because you chose to be with this person. So when you get with somebody and you feel like they're special to you, that you want to commit to this one person, treat them like they special. What's going
Yes,
on with you? Come here. Oh, you looking fine today. Whatever. Like, just tap in with your person every single day.
absolutely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I agree with that wholeheartedly because my thing was, you know, um, in situations like that, it doesn't take much to keep a relationship
You know.
alive and honest. You know, like I said earlier in the last statement I
Right.
made, just to eat the check-ins. Just a judgment-free check-in.
Yep.
That's all it takes sometimes. All it takes
Yep.
is the little things.
Yep.
It's just the little things
Yes.
that will put something on her mind, or to make her think like, man, this man
Yep.
really cares for me, or this man really loves me.
Yep.
It's just the simple thing. Women,
Yeah.
women can be very easy creatures to deal with. Very easy.
Right.
Some of them can be difficult to work with. But I'm speaking of the ones that's easy to deal with right now. The
Right.
ones that's easy to deal with, it doesn't take much to make her feel wanted, make her feel appreciated, make her feel loved.
Right.
It doesn't take much.
Right. But the women got to do it too.
Absolutely. It has to go both ways. That's the only way. That's
Because
the only way it works.
right, because a lot of times, right, a lot of times men do be feeling like they not ain't nobody checking on me. Men could have went through all type of stuff in his day, but guess what? Soon as he see that text from his baby or he hear her voice, he smiling. That's gonna lit him up. Like it do. It really be the simple things.
Simple things. That's it. That's all it is. The simplest things can make a person's day.
Yep.
Noyan Beers
Yep.
made a comment. She says, making time for each other and choosing each other every day. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
You'll be
Right.
surprised how much power something that little holds. You'll be surprised.
Right. But that's what's gonna withstand the test of time when everything else fails. What if y'all going through a dry season or y'all going on a spend down? You can't spend money because you're trying to get a new house or you got some debts you got to pay off, or what if it's just other different issues? Y'all checking in is free. It's just an effort.
Right. You're absolutely right. But let me ask you this though. I said it's easy and it's
Okay.
free. You just said it's easy and it's free and it's effortless. But let me ask you this. And this not
Right.
only go for you, Tiana. This go for every other woman that's tuned in with us right now. We all just said it's free and it's effortless and it's easy to do. But why isn't it a lot of women not
Right.
doing it? Why do you think a lot of women not doing this?
Because like we was talking about earlier, they are withholding secrecy on things that they didn't communicate, things they haven't gotten over, and they feel like they giving up a part of them or something within them to this man that they feel like wronged them, and they didn't get the solidified answer that they wanted. So it's like I'm not gonna give him that part of me because they feeling like he won again. But really, like they said, ain't nobody win when the family feud. So speak your mind, state what you want. Communicate your feelings, and if something is bothering you, you need to talk to him about it. Be transparent and honest so that you can get back to the simple things, which is the best things in life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely. You're absolutely right about that. I got to sound off when you're right, you're right, Rich said
Yeah.
a lot of women don't care. That could be true too, Rich. That could be true. She probably don't
I
care,
agree.
But
Yeah.
see, I also, to piggyback off what you just said, Rich, you said a lot of women may not care, but a lot of women may not know this. A lot of women may not know this because they didn't take the time out
Right.
to find out. They didn't take to find out. They don't
Right.
study their partner. They don't talk to their partner. That's why they don't know a simple text. Well, babe, I'm home. Babe, I'm getting ready to go to work. I'm off
Right.
work. Your reply, okay, cool. We can make that safe. I love you. Things like that. It's just the little things, man, that make a
Right.
relationship thrive. It's just simple. It's simple.
Absolutely.
And if you guys are not doing this, start doing it and watch what happens. Watch how things change.
Yeah.
Because now you might just text your guy, well, babe, I'm just texting to let you know I'm finna make a run over here. I'm finna go do this. And he look at his phone like, the hell she texting me that for? You know, because that's something that he's not accustomed to. He's not accustomed to that because you never
But
showed that type
it
of
creates that
affection.
trust.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know, so if you're not doing this with your partner, try it. Try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
And watch how the line of communication changes and watch how the line of communication opens up.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a trust factor. You know, I know some of us still have trust issues and some of us still
Absolutely.
have, like I say, trust issues, but it's something that you have to work through. But you got to work through it. You got to work through it together.
Yep.
Got to work through it together.
Right.
Uh,
And consistently.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, guys, that's going to conclude our show for today. I really, really appreciate you guys, everybody that tuned in. The chat, you guys, was amazing today. You guys really showed up and you showed out. I wish I had something free to give away today. I wish I
Yes.
did. But next week, if you guys tune in next week, I'm going to do something special for some chat. Now we're going to get something away. We're going to get something away next week. I have something. I'll figure something out.
Okay.
But we're going to do something special for the chat because you guys really showed up and you guys really showed out. Once again, we want to say thank you to my man Rich for showing up. We appreciate you rocking with us every week from week to week. None of your biz. We appreciate you tuning in every week. Let me see. Kanisha, we see you. We appreciate you tuning in. You've been rocking with us from week to week. Let me see who else was in the chat with us today. Paris, we see you. We appreciate you tuning in. You've been rocking with us from week to week. See who else we got here. James, we saw you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you tuning in. And we had a few more from our Twitch account, but then I didn't say their name because they got these strange names up here. I don't even know how to pronounce these names, but we appreciate you guys tuning in as well. Okay, everyone, that's going to conclude our show for this week. Once again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. And Dion, you want to close? You got something you want to close out with?
I just want to say thank y'all for the continued support and tuning in. And I love getting, the feedback and us being able to have a dialogue and communicating with one another because it all helps us grow better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the engagement because we all can learn something. Like, I learn stuff from y'all too. You know what I'm saying? So just keep it up. You know what I'm saying? And the more we can, converse with one another, that's how we keep the love going, the conversations going, the knowledge going. You know what I'm saying? And we just gonna continue to keep growing and learning from each other.
Absolutely.
Guys, for tuning in to today's show. We greatly appreciated it. We look forward to seeing you next Sunday for another amazing episode of Situations the Podcast.
Okay, everyone, there you have it. Once again, I can't stress this enough. I appreciate you guys tuning in and rocking with us for this last hour and 15 minutes. I want to say thank you once again. Once again, I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations the Podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Deanna.
We'll see you guys next Sunday for another amazing episode of Situations the Podcast. Peace.